Hello everyone! Welcome to Electrifying Economics. I'm Manisha, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the factors of production. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So to produce any type of good or service, we require resources, raw materials or resources to produce them. And those resources are called factors of production. So there are 4 types of factors of production. So one being land, 2 labor, third one capital, and fourth one enterprise. So land is all natural resources that is available for production. So land is not only the land, like the general land that is there, but it also includes the land underneath, like under the soil in the sense. So it also includes stuff like onions, potatoes, or you could say wood, etc. And labor is all human resources in the sense we are labor. So in the sense I cannot say that I am a labor yet because I am not like working, but after I think a certain age in every country, so you become a labor. Like a worker is basically a labor. So labor covers all human effort. This includes both the mental and the physical effort. So some labor do physical work like farmers or carpenters, but some of them do mental work, so them being, suppose for example, graphic designers, programmers, teachers, etc. Capital includes all man-made or manufactured resources. These are stuff like machines or robots, etc. Enterprise is the willingness and the ability to bear uncertain risks. Enterprise is a factor of production which actually combines land, labor, and capital and puts them to actual use and basically makes an actual business out of it. And those people who do it are called the entrepreneurs. Now we'll be moving on to the mobility of factors of production. The mobility of factor of production refers to what extent the factor of production can move from one location to another or can change its use from one type of use to another. So there are 2 types of mobility of factor of production. Occupational mobility is when the factor of production can change its use from one type of work to another type of work. For example, a sewing machine can change its use from sewing t-shirts to sewing dresses. Another example could be that a baker can change his or her use from baking cakes to baking macaroons. Now moving on to geographical mobility. Geographical mobility is when the factor of production can move from one location to another location. So for example, labor, like suppose I work, I can move from Bangkok to China. Another example could be that capital, a certain type of machine, like a printer, can be moved from one office to another office. Another thing that I need to mention here is that land cannot be moved from one place to another. Like physically, you can't lift land and move it to another place. Land in a wider sense cannot be moved, but in some other area it can be moved in the sense, for example, like the marine wildlife can be moved from one type of sea or river to another type of sea or river. So when you can't move from one type of job to another type of job, or when the factor of production cannot move from one location to another location, it is said to be that you are immobile. So you would say that I am occupationally immobile. I can only do certain type of job. Or you would say I am geographically immobile because I can't move from one location to another location. So there are some reasons why factors of production are both geographically and occupationally immobile. So let's look into them. So the mobility of land is, most land is occupationally mobile because you can use land for different purposes. Like if there is a barren land, you can use it to build houses, or you can use it to farm, for example. But most land is geographically immobile, but again, as I mentioned before, you can move land in a wider sense. And mobility of labor, there are some reasons why labor is occupationally immobile, and some of the reasons being is some labor are occupationally immobile because of lack of experience, lack of training, lack of education, lack of skills, criminal record, fixed mindset not to change jobs, etc., and many more reasons. There are some reasons for geographically immobility of labor. So some of the reasons being family ties, restrictions in other country for certain citizens entering the country, and differences in educational systems, etc. So mobility of labor in entirety is defined in the ability of labor changing from one type of occupation or location to another type of occupation or location. The mobility of capital. The mobility of capital is generally defined as the ability to change where, in the sense in which location the capital is used or in which occupation. The geographical mobility of capital depends upon the type of capital. In the sense, if the capital is too heavy, then it is mostly unlikely to move the capital. For example, an oil rig is very difficult to move. It has a very low to medium kind of geographical mobility, but you can still move it. But it's still very difficult to move it. The mobility of enterprise refers to where the enterprise is used or in what type of occupation the enterprise is used. Generally, enterprise is the most occupationally mobile factor of production because the skills required for being an entrepreneur is almost the same in every other type of industry. So the skills for being an entrepreneur in one type of business is also going to be the same in other type of business. It's just going to be the change in the type of industry you're going to be working on. The other kind of skills like managing skills, leadership skills are going to be same. Therefore, enterprise is the most occupationally mobile factor of production. And enterprise is also very highly geographically mobile depending upon the person. So if an entrepreneur is willing to move from one type of place to another type of place, then that means that the entrepreneur is geographically mobile. But if the entrepreneur does not want to move from one type of place to another type of place, then that means the entrepreneur is geographically immobile. But I think most of the entrepreneurs are geographically mobile, and an entrepreneur is a person who is willing and able to take risks and the key decisions in a business. So the last part of this chapter is the quantity and quality of factors of production. There are a lot of factors which lead to an increase or decrease in the quantity or quality of factors of production. So when there's an increase or decrease in the quantity of factors of production, it really just means that there's an increase or decrease in the quantity of factors of production. And when there's an increase or decrease in the quality of factors of production, it means that there's a change in productivity. So changes in quantity of land is caused by more planting of plants, or encouraging more animals to breed, or building artificial islands or land, etc. And the changes in quality of land can be caused by using more fertilizers, that is for irrigation, and hiring professionals to take care of the land, etc. Changes in quantity of labor can be caused by hiring more people to work, increasing the working hours of the workers, giving better wages to workers, which will give an incentive for the workers to work for more hours, and the working attitude towards the women gets better, so therefore there are more workers in the workforce. The change in quality of labor can be caused by better education, better skills, better training, also by changing attitude towards women, and also by specialization and division of labor. This topic, specialization and division of labor, is a topic which is a very different topic, so it will be in other videos, so please stay tuned for that. Changes in quantity of capital can be caused by investing on more capital goods, trading with other countries for capital. Changes in quality of capital can be caused by research and development, so spending more time on thinking on how to improve the capital, etc. Changes in quantity of enterprise can be caused by cutting tax rates for businesses. Therefore, this will give an incentive for entrepreneurs to come into the workforce and start businesses, because the reward for entrepreneurs is profit. We will talk about the rewards of factors of production in just a few minutes. And encouraging students to start up businesses, etc. Change in quality of enterprise can be caused by educating students on how to start up a business, and again encouraging students and other people to start up a business, etc. Lastly, I want to talk about the reward each factor of production has on its use. So the reward for land is rent, the reward for labor is wages, the reward for capital is interest, and lastly, the reward for enterprise is profit. So that's it for today's video. I hope I could help you a little bit to summarize or explain a bit of this chapter, and I hope you guys understood this topic. And if you guys have any questions or queries, please don't forget to comment them down below. I will definitely try to answer them to you. It's not like I'm an expert, but I will definitely try to answer them to you. And also don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And also you guys can follow me on Instagram for instant updates. It's called at Electrifying Economics. So please follow me at Instagram as well. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell icon right next to it, so you will be notified whenever a new video is posted. And also don't forget to hit the like button, and see you soon in my next video. Until then, happy economics!